So this video is part 2 to the part 1 I just did on Donald Trump's threat to the democracy we live in and we've come to take for granted. And I wanted to just outline some specific concerns as a consequence of Donald Trump's actions. Number 1, undermining election integrity. Trump has repeatedly questioned the legitimacy of elections, including the 2020 presidential election, and has suggested that he will not accept the results of future elections if he loses. He's attacked the judiciary. Trump has criticized judges and the judicial system and suggested he may use his power to retaliate against judges who rule against him. This is shocking. This is frightening. And the thing that upsets me, I will come back to. Promoting violence. Trump has made statements promoting and condoning violence against his political opponents. He has disregard for the constitutional norms. He has disregarded constitutional norms and conventions such as the separation of powers and the independence of the judiciary. Now, here's where I part company with most people who either talk about their undecided, or that the price of eggs is too high, or the price of milk is too high, price of food is too high, or rising inflation, what they characterize as rising inflation. First of all, inflation is coming down. But when you juxtapose the cost of food items or regular items as against this serious and consequential and monumental threat that Donald Trump is to this democracy, there is no comparison. Yet many people seem to care about is a full belly. And then nobody's dying of hunger. Yes, food prices have gone up. Supply chains have been broken because of COVID. And now they're coming back down. That's the economy that Donald Trump handed to Kamala Harris, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And they had to bring it back. So if anybody all of a sudden now want to talk about high prices and stuff like that, first of all, food prices are on the downward trend. Of course, there are greedy people out there, business owners who are still price gouging. But this will correct itself. Kamala Harris has suggested she'd like to go after those people. I think eventually this will correct itself, because I always thought people had the ability, if they walk into a store and things are too high, go to another store, they may get a better deal. Having said that, yeah, the astounding thing for me, and the shocking thing for me, are the people who continue to talk about the economy. Did you see what the economy was under Donald Trump, when over 500,000 people died, and he claimed that COVID was something that would go away in a couple of days, and that y'all should inject bleaches into your skin? Are you really like this? Sounds like really retarded to me. I'm sorry, but now that the country is on the right path in the last 3.5 years, all of a sudden y'all want to split ears and talk about food prices are high. And on the other hand, you Hispanics, you kill me. You Latinos really kill me. And I don't want to sound racist, but many of you, not some of you are born here, but many of you came here illegally and you got your situation sorted out. But all of a sudden, you're mad at people who come into the United States and when Donald Trump attacks, then he's attacking you. You think Donald Trump could refer to black people? And I find any kind of comfort when you talk about, well, he's not talking about me, I don't have a problem with what he says. Really? So he call you all rapists and criminals and murderers, but you have no problem with it because he's not talking about you. Okay. All right. Anyway, Trump has faced multiple criminal indictments, including allegations of election interference, obstruction of justice, and financial crimes. Additional concerns have been raised about using presidential powers to target political opponents and protect himself and his allies from accountability. If Trump's actions and rhetoric go unchecked, they will have severe consequences for democracy, including erosion of trust Trump's attack on democratic institutions will erode public trust in the electoral process, the judiciary, and essential institution. Trump's divisive rhetoric will further polarize the country, making it more difficult to find common ground and resolve conflicts peacefully. Trump's disregard for constitutional norms and conventions has set a dangerous precedent for future presidents and undermined the checks and balances essential for democratic governance. Trump's actions and rhetoric have made it clear he does not commit to democracy. So, for those of you talking about you supporting Donald Trump, go ahead. Go ahead. You will see what Trump's autocratic rule will look like, with all the powers that the Supreme Court bestowed upon him as a king. Go ahead, vote for him. You will see. Because you take this democratic process, this democracy that we live in, you take it for granted and you assume that this is the way all people live. No, it's not. You have never lived in an autocratic situation, so you don't know what it's like. So you treat this democracy in a cavalier manner. As long as you have a full belly, you think that you're okay. Oh, I don't know anything about Kamala. What do you want to know? You don't know about Kamala Harris. What do you want to know? Tell me what you want to know. All of a sudden, you are an intellectual. All of you all are intellectual. You don't know enough about him, but you know Donald Trump. You've seen what Donald Trump represented over the last his 4-year term. You saw the chaos and the bedlam. You saw the threats and you saw the erosion of the democratic norms in this country. Talk about you don't know what Kamala Harris stands for. You people infuriate me.